I added Wildcard and blank tile support to my Scrabble game. The goal is simple. When a blank tile is placed, the player should immediately be asked what letter represents. Mainly the functional changes that happen is I use wildcard key state to track the pending blanks, and I use a playstyle function to detect the blanks as well. So I include it in the playstyle function. I created a choose wildcard function to assign the letters from A to Z. When every time a person clicks the tile and places it on the board, he has the freedom to select whatever letter he chooses. And I also add changes to move pending tile to keep watch and keep everything tracked and synchronized. Also, the undo and pass turn has to also track and clear the wildcard state correctly. But as we go along this, there is a replenishment issue. So I created a replenish count state and let the submit move functionality record how many tiles were displayed. So the replenishment uses that count instead of relying on the pending after it gets cleared. Manual replenishment also recognizes the blank tile as a wildcard. So basically, the idea is when a person selects the blank tile and places it on the board, a wildcard is to be detected and a modal opens in front of the user and let him choose between letters from A to Z. And after that, that blank tile becomes that letter. This is also important to take note that each wildcard still has the value of 0. So, for example, the player chooses the letter Q. Even though in the original Scrabble game, the Q has a value of 10 in English dictionaries, still, since it's a wild card, it will become 0 in value. And that will be passed on as we track the
the
tiles in its
tiles in its
movement.
movement.
The juicy part comes in after we will test now the functionality. So there are normal tiles and there's comes the blank. I test first the functionality. If the blank tile, what is happening if it is placed on the board. So I'm also tested the path when in after I select the blank tile, I directly place it on the rack. So it goes with the same behavior. So in dragging the tiles onto the board, it works. And also when you click and place it on the board, it also works. So both blank tiles entry paths now trigger the selection and the placement time. The key fix was connecting the wildcard state and uh, placing it to the flow instead of waiting for another board click. So overall, this is a good case run success.